Hello and welcome, all my beautiful, vibrant souls, to today's Astrocast reading. Woohoo! So this is going to be looking at the week ahead, which will be April 11th, 2022. Y'all, I almost said 2017. What the hell? Okay. Whoops. Time is an illusion. April 11th, 2022 through April 17th, 2022. That might be why I wanted to say it. Anywho, yeah, so it's gonna be good. We're gonna be looking at our week ahead. So for all of my, all my old friends that are returning, welcome back. All my new friends, hello, hello. Sorry if you can hear my knuckles cracking. They shouldn't make that sound, but here we are. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the beautiful art of astrocasting, darling, I'm feeling extra today. Can you tell? Can you tell? Sorry if you guys can hear the echo, by the way. As I've mentioned in other videos, I'm still in the process of moving offices, so it is a little bit empty in here, and you can tell. But for those of you who are unfamiliar with the process of astrocasting, as you see, we have this lovely, excuse my hiccup, beautiful circular board in front of us. And this is divided up into 12 segments. Now these are referring to the 12 houses of the zodiac and their areas of like natural rulership. I do want to mention though, excuse me, that this may play out differently for you personally based on your own personal astrology. So if you're interested in an Astrocast reading for yourself based on your own personal astrology, please feel free to DM me. I don't currently have them set as like a standard fixture in my shop, but I'm happy to do custom readings, and if I get enough requests or comments on these videos, I will add it as a permanent fixture. So we have the 12 houses of the zodiac, their natural areas of rulership, and what we do is I will reach into this jar of little teeny tiny tarot cards, like, oh God, look at this little judgment. Look at it's for big decisions in a little size. I love it. And I reach in blindly and I like grab some cards and then pew, cast them onto the board. And I interpret the energies of the cards based on what we'll be experiencing in these different areas of life for the week ahead. It's very exciting, very fun. So I think that is just about everything. And then with that, we are ready to dive in and ready to dive on in and get started. Sorry, I'm having a day of it, y'all. So I think we're ready. Yeah. How are you guys doing? I hope you are having a wonderful week. I am very excited. I have my eyes closed, so I'm trying to talk and like move all the cards around. Very excited to read for you guys this week. There's been a lot of action going on. We do have we are in Aries season right now, so a lot of us are feeling that kind of like springtime, like that springtime sort of motivation. Where's the top? So yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so let's see what we have. I want to mention too, for those of you who are new here, see how we have this card, the Fool, where it's very squarely in the 10th house and it's very clearly upright. The way I do these readings is when the bottom of the card faces toward the middle of the grid, this counts as upright. When it's something like this where it's on its side, this can mean the energy is in flux. And when it's the other way around where the card is facing outward, then it's very clearly reversed. As we see here. Okay. Excuse me. So sometimes, any or all of the messages could apply. Sometimes the messages are interrelated or they're all very different. I will kind of interpret as I see fit. Remember, these readings are general, so it'll play out differently for you based on a number of factors, like your astrology, where you are in your personal journey, of course, the free will that you exert over all of the beautiful decisions along your path. So I think that's everything. I have cat fur. You guys, there will be cat fur over everything I own forever. Okay, so I'm really, first of all, being drawn to the Six of Wands on its side bordering the 8th and 9th house. There we go. I always hold it out of frame, so I have to check. Yeah. Okay, so the Six of Wands is really, this is victory. This is public recognition. This is not only just victory, but this is like victory after a battle, right? Because it always follows the Five of Wands. And normally, excuse me, what I would kind of pick up on from this is that this would be like success after having to kind of like exert your will or battle out with other people's energies. But what I'm almost kind of getting here, because it's bordering the 8th and 9th house, and we've had a bunch, so I like to try to rotate the grid a lot of the board, so this way, even if I naturally go to cast it and it would land in one of, in the same trajectory, it's in a different house each time, so it kind of gets a little bit of variety. I just like to compensate for that. And we keep having stuff show up bordering the 8th and 9th house. So there is this process many of us are going through of rebirth, and it's a very spiritual rebirth. We are in Aries season right now, so this is the time of kind of spring coming forth and new energies entirely. We have Aries energy showing up with the Fool here as well. Excuse my burp. So this 8th, 9th house has been very active in the last, I think, 3 or 4 weeks. And normally while I read this as a card of like I said, success after battle and battle with other people, I feel kind of like, because it's bordering the 8th and 9th house, and this is that death and rebirth, that transformation and getting a higher spiritual perspective in the process, I almost feel like this is more internal, right? So this is on its side, meaning it's neither upright nor reversed. So there might be a situation where it seemed like it was going to fail and then things are changing. For some of you, you're getting a higher perspective on the situation. So something that seemed like a lost cause, you're able to transform it. You're like, hang on, maybe if I shift my goal here, I change the people that I am working with in this scenario, or I like make some type of tweaks and changes, I can save this, if not make it better. So for some of you, this is like, this week you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I think I can change this. I think I can still save whatever this is. You're getting that higher perspective. The 6 of Wands, excuse me, can talk about being in the public eye as well. So that might be something that's kind of going on. But I feel like for many of you, there's this internal shift in perspective, and it has to do with the people who are around you. So it's not involving the people around you, but I almost get the sense that because this person's looking off in the distance and there's a whole crowd of people on the other side of them, I feel like for many of you, you're looking at all of the people who surround you, the people that you're often seen out in public with, the people that, the crowds that you run with, the people you are associated with, just like the people who surround you. And I feel like you're asking yourself, is this where I want to be? Particularly if you feel like you've kind of gone as far as you can go with them, right? You've hit a certain level of culmination, or if these are like, I feel like you're looking at who is supporting you, right? Because if you imagine the person on the horse has a wand, has the 6 wands, then the people around them have the 5. I feel like you're looking around in your life right now, or over the next week, you're going to have an opportunity to reflect on, are the people around me self-constructive or self-destructive choices, right? Really looking at who's got my back, who's actually on my side, who's just trying to kind of like ride my coattails, who's always causing drama, things like that. You're really going to be looking at, because we have the horse imagery too, so it's like how to move forward successfully, how to move forward in the direction of what it is that you want. Because I also feel like too, with this being the 6 of Wands, I feel like some of you, it's like the people in your life, the people in your circle, don't give you the recognition that you deserve, right? So maybe like you're always showing up for them no matter what. Maybe you always go to bat for them because, again, that imagery of the 5 of Wands. Excuse me. And they never seem to do the same for you. It's just, this to me has this feeling where you're really taking note of the people around you and kind of getting a higher perspective on it. And this also could go the other way where, maybe it seems like there's always some chaos, or there's always like, something kind of going awry, but you kind of have time to think about it. Maybe something's going to happen this week where the chips are down for you and your people show up. So it's like, oh, I thought that they were kind of like chaotic and throwing me off balance. But you know what? They come in clutch when I need them to, and that really matters to me. So it could go either way. But for a lot of you, I do feel like this is going to be evaluating the people around you and kind of realizing who's really cheering for you and who's not really that happy to see you succeed. And this is in order to, excuse me, this is in order to make the necessary changes in your life that you need to make. I'm so sorry, you guys, I'm full of burps. Oh my God. that you need to make. And I do feel that this message is connected to the Fool in the 10th house. Yeah, there we go. So I think of the Fool as Aries energy, but some people view it as Aquarius. Either way is fine. We have the dog here as well. So again, it's like who's loyal to you and who's not, who is really supporting you and who's not, because your 10th house talks about your public perception as well. It's your public persona, your reputation. It's your legacy, your status, what you're really trying to build for yourself in this lifetime. And I feel like there's this energy here where you're really looking at, like, you might be getting prepared to start this whole new journey. Maybe you're starting a new career, or you're kind of, you know, going through a rebirth. You're reinventing yourself. I'm hearing rebranding. So you could be rebranding yourself or like a business or your role in a business. You could be starting a brand new chapter in general. And there's all these mountains in the background too. I feel like whatever this is, like, you're really excited about it, but you're not naive. Like, you know, there's going to be obstacles and there's going to be challenges. And like, again, the Fool is just here, big chilling with like his little knapsack. He's got a flower and he's got his dog here, right? I feel like you've really dealt with any baggage around whatever cycles recently concluded in your life. You're ready to get started. You're ready to go. You know that your moment is coming, and that it's gonna, with the mountains, it's gonna have a little bit of, like, there are going to be hardships, there are going to be ups and downs. And I feel like you're really looking at who do I want on my squad? You know, it's kind of that energy of like, and it's interesting with the 5 now, I'm thinking about it, it's like the 5 people you spend the most time with are the people you, excuse me, most either are like or become most like. Wow, I'm really sorry for the coughing, you guys. Hang on one sec. There we go. Woo. And this week you're really going to be, I feel like you're really going to be looking at that, because there's, ow, sorry, I just bumped my head super bad. Oh no, you guys. You're really going to be looking at this because, especially where the people on these cards are facing each other, you're going to be looking at this because there's this recognition of like, okay, I'm starting this new phase, I'm starting this new cycle, or I'm about to. And you're kind of like trying to get your ducks in a row. Again, with like a little knapsack here, it's like you're trying to get rid of excess baggage that's just like not really serving you. Excuse me. So I do feel like that's coming through this week. Now we have these two in the 12th house. We have the 6 of Cups reversed. I'm gonna try to pick it up. Guys, this is tough. We have the 6 of Cups reversed. And we have the card that won't let me pick it up. We have the 8 of Cups. Okay. So it's interesting because these are the only Cups cards, the only water energy, and it's in the 12th house, which is traditionally ruled by Pisces. So this could have to do with a cycle from the past, but I feel this is a relationship in your life. The 6 of Cups, this could be a soulmate relationship. This is very likely a past life connection as well. This could be somebody you've known since childhood. Or, you know, again, if this is like a cycle, this is like a dream, something like that. This is something from childhood. And I feel like this is somebody who you've gone, you may have gone back and forth on. We have this 2 of Pentacles bordering the 5th house, the 5th and 6th house. I don't necessarily feel like this 2 of Pentacles is related to this message, but I'm saying back and forth on, and that's what that card is about. And the 5th house is a house that can deal with romance. So you may have been going back and forth on whether or not to make this person more solidly a part of your life, whether or not to make an offer. This person may have gone back and forth about whether or not to make you an offer, maybe to take it from something more passionate into something more grounded and stable. But this is somebody who you have a lot of fondness for, and they for you as well. Like I said, you've either known each other for a very long time in this life or past lives or both. With this like 6 of Cups energy, there's a lot of like innocence here, right? There's a lot of sweetness. You guys really have fun together. I feel like this person's not always able to show up for you in the way that you want. But when they do, they give you an offer, right? Because the 8 of Cups is about something where you're very emotionally attached but it's not really fulfilling. And on the Six of Cups, I don't know if you can see, the little boy is giving the little girl a cup of flowers, and she has mittens on, but he doesn't, like, he has bare hands, right? So I always think of this as the person giving you an offer with a very like open hand, right? They're very genuine. So I kind of feel like this person is somebody who may be in and out of your life a little bit, or like just really inconsistent. And when they show up and they give you an offer, it's very genuine, but they can't do that consistently enough. And having these show up in the 12th house, I feel like there is confusion about whether or not this person was going to be able to pull through. And like, you know, if there's going to like kind of get their shit together. There is a question as to whether or not you guys were going to have like another chapter is what I'm hearing. Excuse me, because I feel like this is somebody who has been out of your life again for a little bit and has recently come back in, right? I'm hearing like a couple of months. So maybe they're out of your life for years and they've been back in your life a bit for a few months and you're trying to make this assessment. Maybe, you know, you'll go a couple months without talking and then you'll kind of reconnect. There's something here where there's like connection, disconnection, connection, disconnection. I don't feel like this is something where, you know, this person, you know, 1 week they're approaching you and then the next week they're ghosting you kind of a thing. I don't think it's like that back and forth. But this feels like, you know, there will be like a little bit of time on and then some time off. And I feel like there's consistency in the fact that they always come back, or you always go back, right? You guys always boomerang back to each other. And that feels comforting, right? It's like, even if it's not what I want it to be, it's always there. Again, the offer is always very genuine when it's there. And I feel like you guys have kind of become comfortable with that with each other. And I'm feeling like you guys, if this is something romantic, maybe you always fall back on your friendship with each other. Excuse me. Or maybe this is a situation where like there are more feelings there, but it like never really seems to get off the ground past friendship. I feel like you guys always come back to your friendship at the end of the day. But then there's always this confusion with the 12th house. And this is the last house of the zodiac too. So something here, it's been hard to see, right? And I feel like it needs to wrap itself up. With the Six of Cups being reversed, it's really hard to see this on this card, but right over here, there's actually a man walking away. And so to me, this almost feels like a moment frozen in time, because of the man walking away there and the man walking away here. I feel like this is something where you may have always kind of carried a torch for this person, or they for you. There's like this energy of, you know, will they, won't they? And I feel like you used to have this very genuine love and affection for each other. Whether this is, you know, romantic, friendship, otherwise, it's like, will we repair the relationship? Will we overcome, you know, whatever the difficulty is? Will we get together? Will we not? You know, whatever that question is of, are we going to be able to bridge the gap toward the next thing, right? Whether that's like grounding and stabilizing something, taking it from friendship to romance, you know, mending any rifts that come between you consistently, stuff like that. Whatever this question is, I feel like there's something where you're walking away from it now. I feel like this is you doing this. It could be the other person and it feels really mutual, but I feel like you're the one who's kind of shutting the door on this a little bit. And with the man walking away on this card, I feel like you're letting go of this, not of this memory necessarily, but of the hope that it brings, right? Again, this is when you still have emotional attachment, but it's not really fulfilling you. And so whatever this is, I kind of feel like you're like very fondly closing the book on this, where you're like, you know what, we did really have this beautiful time together. We did really have, you know, this great friendship, this love, you know, what we had when we had it was wonderful. And I'm so grateful that we had it, right? 12th house, that served a very spiritual purpose. But I can see clearly now that this is not the way I want to go. This is not going to be the way forward for me. There's very much leaving the past in the past here. And with it being the 12th house, again, this is probably very elusive, very unclear for a very long time. And now it's becoming clear, and you're going to be detaching from whatever this is. So now we have this lovely little Two of Pentacles, which I feel like is a lighter energy than the other ones. But this Two of Pentacles between the 5th and 6th house. It is sideways. So this is something where I feel like this has come up in a couple of weeks prior as well, where there's something that you're really, really excited about, and you're trying to ground it, right? The fifth house is our passions, our hobbies, our creativity, and it's also romance, the house of romance. And the story of the wheel of the zodiac, we have our fifth house where we're just so excited about life, we're high on life, and then we kind of have to, with the sixth house, we have to kind of like balance that out. We're like, okay, I'm going to take this excitement, this passion I feel, and I'm going to ground it, and I'm going to like integrate whatever this is in my daily life, and balance it with my responsibilities. It's about having good, healthy balance in all areas of life. Sorry if you can hear my knuckles. They shouldn't make that sound, you guys. It's terrible. So whatever this is, excuse me, whether it's, a new relationship, or you've been trying to monetize a creative project, if you're trying to make your hobby into your career, whatever this is, grounding this passion for you. This is something where you're going to be working on this over the next week or so. For a lot of you, I feel like there's something where there's a plan. You're in the planning stages, or you had a plan, and then something extra is thrown into the mix. You're juggling quite a lot right now. And with a little ship in the background, you're trying to kind of ride the waves. There's some ups and downs, but I feel like you're excited about it. But there's something where it feels like somebody threw you a curveball a little bit, and you're like, okay, how do I plan around this? How do I deal with this? And it's just a matter of kind of figuring it out this week. So I think you're going to be kind of assessing, because the Two of Pentacles can talk about, juggling a lot. And when it's upright, it's suggesting that you're doing it, but it's a strain. And when it's reversed, it's suggesting that you're out of balance, right? You're not able to appropriately juggle everything that you're trying to kind of keep track of. So where it's on its side, where it's like sideways, I kind of feel like you might have like a little bit of, it might be kind of up in the air for you this week, right? Where it's like, can I handle this extra thing? Should I kind of try to, put some things down, so to speak? I feel like you're going to be looking at things this week being like, okay, how do I make all of this work? And or what do I need to put on the back burner in order to, you're going to be prioritizing, is what I'm trying to say. Very long-windedly and inexpertly so. So I think that's just about everything I'm seeing here for you guys today. I hope this has been helpful. I'm wishing you guys a happy, healthy, blessed week ahead. Yeah, that's about all she wrote. I'm also wishing y'all the best, brightest, most beautiful things that life has to offer, and I will see you here next week. Be there, and by God, be square, love bugs. All right, bye.